Hello guys, welcome once again to Think Tank TV. Now, sometimes when I take a look at some of the words of those who have been fortunate enough to find themselves in power, I just see it as though they have obviously become blind to the realities in society. Now, the truth of the matter is that when I see the way some of them they talk, I have no other option than just to wish them bad luck. Why did I say that? Dr. Tope Fasua, who is one of the aides to President TINUBU'S administration, has decided to become blind to the realities Nigerians are facing and has done his best to defend President TINUBU'S administration against the realities on ground. I'd like you to take a look at the words that have sparked reactions on the internet while he was doing an interview between himself and Seun Akinbaloye of Channels Television. But please, don't go anywhere. I'll be coming back to give you the reactions of Nigerians about it. Take a look.
When I say that Nigerians are suffering, I'm not talking about you and I, who perhaps are eking earnings from whatever we do, and we are doing just fine. We can feed our families. I'm talking about the larger population. I'm talking about the 80-90 million people that have been categorized as multi-dimensionally poor.
Statistics is fuzzy. I'm not saying that.
You don't agree with those statistics?
No, I don't.
So just before we get to it, there are a lot of statistics that you don't agree with. I'd like to get your own alternative statistics.
Yes. But even from the population of Nigeria,
question I'm asking,
I feel that we should do a better work on our population. I think we often overbloat it, sometimes for political reasons. So you say, we'll go and do that population, and that's part of the problem I'm talking about in saying that if just coming to say, oh, majority of Nigerians are, you know what you do? You gaslight the government. When you gaslight the government, everybody loses focus. Anybody can come from the place and say, you know what? I have 100,000 people in my village, they need money, they are hungry, and they take money from government, the money disappears. That increases the inefficiency in the system and corruption. Therefore, we need to be a lot more precise.
Dr. Fasua,
and actually interrogate our numbers better.
I'm saying that no matter either you agree with 150 million multidimensionally or 130 million multidimensionally poor.
People don't even understand the meaning of multidimensional poverty. They think that multidimensional poverty is worse than food poverty. It's worse than average. What it means is, what multidimensional means that even me or you, we could be in that. You have an area of poverty that you experience. You are this, maybe the school that your children may attend is too far from you, or the hospital is too far from you. That's what they're saying. If it's a certain distance, then they categorize you under multidimensional.
And I'm saying
the word looks very big. Therefore,
I'm saying those who are earning
poverty, food poverty,
absolutely, and those who are earning less than $1 per day, who have been categorized as those who are living
another problem with that number. Dollar per day, $1 is 1,500. Look, 1,500. Okay, that's a lot of money for many people in Nigeria. If you say, look, and that takes us.
So you do not agree
purchasing
with
parity. Is what we should look at. So look, $10 won't buy you lunch anywhere in the US. Hardly. You need at least $20. $20 times that's 30,000.
Sometimes you might get at least $7 for your child to get breakfast.
Indeed, for a child,
sandwich and a cup of coffee. $4, $5.
It's not even food, but I'll tell you what you can do with $5. $5 multiplied 7,500. If you're not going to eat at the Hilton or some eyebrow place, there's a lot you can do. In Guanipa, there's people that sell just like in Port Harcourt, Boli and fish on the roadside there. You eat for 1,500. If you know where you are coming from, you say you are on minimum wage. If you are on minimum wage, you can't be talking minimum wage at the same time you're talking of eating in
Dr. Fasua, this government that you work for landed and is planning on the data that we have. Well, I'm surprised that you are disagreeing with those data. But the fact that those who are living in abject poverty and defined as such by these bodies that are bringing out this data. But the question here, let's look at it from the prism and the glasses of the number one man. That thick glasses of the number one man. What is he seeing? Is he seeing reality? That there is a minimum of 70 million Nigerians who are really in it. Who are really in that poverty bracket.
Oh no, yes.
Is he seeing them?
Indeed, of course he's seeing them. Remember that one of my concern is, look, what exactly we have to know exactly what we want to achieve. If, for example, we were coming from 80, 90 million and it's down to 60 million or 70 million, that is an achievement. If we want to take it down to zero, that is not going to be possible. There's no way in the world where people don't suffer. There's no economy that you won't find people who are suffering. You know, in fact, in Nigeria, because of what we call social capital, is not too, you know, I mean, here is a place where you could go and stay with your brother or your sister, get something to eat and so on. You know, you could even stay with them for a few months. Abroad, when you are down and out, you miss your rent and you don't have a job or whatever, they kick you out. You from sleeping on the streets, you'll be going to collect the dole just to survive from one day to the other. There's so many people. I mean, it's the same thing. We know about all of the way these things work, you know. So we know that. But look, we're not going to take on any and every statistic. For example, the one that says $2 per day, people should earn $2 per day. $2 from where to where to say that is where you begin to determine who is poor. In the villages of Nigeria, you don't even need $1 to survive in a day, where you have your farm, you know, and you can actually eat something and you're okay with yourself. You know, so you cannot determine Nigeria's poverty with the benchmark of New York, because it's different, and the prices of what they sell. In fact, the truth is that what $10 would do in New York, you only need $1 in Nigeria. It's a factor of 10.
So you so you are asking for a different benchmark?
No, we're
to categorize or
like
to.
The World Bank will come to Nigeria and give us their own standards.
You were saying that we need a standard to be able to adjudge our livelihood.
The first thing we have done, you know, I mentioned to you that look, we have done. They had to have a long discussion, and at the end of the day, they increased the minimum wage from 30,000 to 70,000.
Alright guys, in order for us to get an unbiased review of what Nigerians had to say, let's take a look at what some of the comments were to this video. We have Isaac who said, whoever thought that APC could ever return to power after all that people went through during Buhari's presidency, and for the APC to be telling us that there is no opposition, they really mean it, and it's a fact. Another response also came from Asian who said, man, APC have just built a world of their own. They don't even hear the cry of and the agony from Nigerians. Exactly what I was saying. Henry said, only the voice of the opposition cannot be the voice of the people. Seun Akinbaloye are saying that millions of Nigerians who are supporting this TINUBU'S administration in their excellent work so far are not the voice of the people. This one mistake some of you in media make. Carol said, how can so many unintelligent people be in our government? Beautiful question indeed. Obaliye said, wait until the principal is not on the ticket anymore. The new album will drop. Nasir said, this same guy. And Aminu said, tell me about this TV program he is speaking on. And Benga said, this man is an economic advisor to the president in Nigeria. What round peg in a round hole? Laughable indeed. You see, they are obviously not in touch with reality, so you can't be surprised when they come out and talk this jargon on society. We have Drug Abuse said, see this one vote talking like he is drunk. Tope Fasua, you will be surprised if he don't stop the lopsided appointment. Intellectual said, when you hear those that surrounded the presidency speaks, then you will realize why it's never getting better. They only sugarcoat things when they are benefiting from the impunities. This has been the case. Exactly what I was saying. Another response came from Henry who said, take this man seriously. They have attacked all opposition platforms and made them useless. Those who should retire are calling for coalitions so they will emerge as a candidate. Moreover, they will have TINUBU, INEC and the Supreme Court to contend with. Do they have any contention there? Tommy Tayo said, I wonder why Nigerians are not taking action on these idiots who come online and defend rubbish. The reality is on ground. People are suffering and dying. The only educated clowns come online and defend rubbish. Government, honestly, I'm tired of all this nonsense. It's unfortunate, really. It's actually unfortunate. Like I say to people, that every day for the thief, one day for the owner. They can continue to do all these their jargons, but like a wise man once said, you can fool all the people sometimes. You can fool some of the people all the time, but you can never fool all the people all the time. A day is coming when Nigerians will say enough is enough and that very day, I wonder what will happen in Nigeria.